Here we go, it's bed making time. So we're going to experiment a little bit with different strategies. You can see that we have marked a square of 9 beds. These beds are 80 centimeters wide, pads are 40 centimeters wide, and they're 15 meters long, a bit longer than our previous ones that we had in the UK. And then we were donated by Luca, who's a great guy in Pistoia near Florence. He donated to us a lot of sacks of horse manure of different levels of maturity, and some of them were well rotten, some of them had more sawdust, shavings and hay in them, but that's fine. So we're going to experiment with different things and see whether we see differences. So we have more or less rotten horse manure at the bottom because there are some seeds in it from the hay, and so we want to avoid those getting too much light. In case, we can always tarp it, but for the moment we're leaving it like that. Then we put compost on top, and then we'll mulch, especially for the summer. If it gets hot very soon in spring, in late spring and in summer, we're going to put some hay on top, so that reflects, rather than, the compost is black and absorbs a lot of heat, and it's also it's got very fine tilth, so that's not ideal in that sense. But we're going to mulch the compost with some hay or straw or whatever we can find around, and the footpaths will have some wood chip as usual, at least for now. Then we'll see, we might move on to hay or other stuff in the future. And Flavia is now spreading the horse manure for the bottom level, which is in these sacks, and then we've marked this 9 bed block, but there will be more, an extra 9 beds here and an extra 9 beds there. So in general there'll be big blocks of 27, so 9 beds, and then along that ribbon, the line there's going to be a tree row, and then the same thing, 27 beds, 9, and then another tree row, and then another one where the poplar, the big tree, is. There'll be another tree row there. So let me show you the materials we're using. You've seen the horse manure. Let me know if you want to see and discuss more about horse manure, how to understand how rotten it is and stuff like that. This is the compost we're going to use. It comes from wood, green waste material, mostly wood prunings. So there's a lot of wood which was also charred because some of it was half burned and then was chopped and composted, but there are also some big chunks, so those we'll need to remove. It's kind of a cheapish product, and it's got a lot of wood but also a bit of char, so it's got drawbacks and advantages, but we're trying to move away from this and finding a better source of cheaper and bulkier and finer compost. Again, we're not going to use a ton of compost like in the past. We're going to use a little bit just for these first few beds really. In the future we might start beds with cover crops and green manures, but now we need to get going very soon. So compost plus horse manure plus hay will give us a nice lasagna style bed to start with. And I'm going to show you the last bit of material that we're going to use, which is wood chip. And this, we get £30 or €30 a load, and this is a load, that's a load including this, so there's 2 loads at the moment. So this is €60 worth of material, which is not bad. We're going to get some for free as well, but we'll see. And this is pine needles and chip, and this is poplar with a lot of broken down bark, and this is bamboo, poplar, a bit of grass, actually a lot of leaf in it, which is good in fact. And then we got some willow in here, but also some what do you call it, Laurus nobilis, bay leaf. So this is the wood chip we have at the moment. Will be enough for those 9 beds at the moment, and we'll get going planting some stuff soon. We'll probably let the weeds germinate first, because remember, we haven't been able to occultate, we haven't been able to tarp this at all, and we have also disturbed it, so there will be a lot of weeds. So we're going to let them germinate and then properly tarp, so we get a head start. That's called the stale seed bed technique. You let weeds germinate as if you were to want the weeds, and then you cover them, so that they have no choice going dormant again. They've started germinating, so they have to die under the tarp. So that's one option we're going to employ here if the weed pressure is too strong. And then we're going to move on probably next week and do another 9 beds and another 9 beds. And in 10 days time or 2 weeks time, we'll have the trees to plant in there. We have to do a bit of work. There's a big hole there. There's lots to do, but stay tuned and you'll see how